Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, inside the Roger G. Taylor Arena on the campus of Lewisburg College for some Lewisburg Hurricane basketball tonight. PD Doors, Craig Green here today, bringing you coverage of the Lewisburg Hurricanes. Welcome in, Craig Green.
Feels good to be back here in the Roger G. Taylor Arena. Here we go, Wednesday night. It's a hump day. We are here for some Region 10 action. See if the Hurricanes can make it 2 in a row after a big win on Monday night.
Yeah, like you said, they had a big win on the road Monday night against Region 10 opponent who was set to 6-5, right with the Hurricanes in the Region 10 Pitt Community College. It took a putback from underneath, but hey, we take what we can get.
That's right. Xander Booker was the guy who was able to put back the shot by Malachi McLean. McLean took a shot, and Booker was able to put it back with about 0.3 to go. The buzzer went off. The shot was good. Referees counted it. Unequivocally, the basket would count. And, of course, Lewisburg College walks out a 77-76 winner. And tonight, here they stand. Once again, in Region 10 action, taking on their opponent here from Fayetteville Tech, the Trojans.
You know, the Trojans come in, Craig, 8-11 overall and 3-8 in conference. They're sitting at the bottom half of the region, but they've had a couple big wins. They've had a couple sorry losses that they could have won. Talking to Coach Hurd prior to the game, there was games that Fayetteville Tech should have easily won. I mean, he would take a look. Going back as far as the end of January, they pick up a big win against Davis and Davie at home, 94-62. That's a respectful win right there. You win against a number 2 team in the country at home by 32 points.
That's a win that's going to get the attention of everybody, not only across Region 10 but across all of Division 2 and really all of the NJCAA. It's a statement win for their program. They were riding high off of that. They rode into a game against Cleveland and took down the Yetis right after that by 19 points. So they were feeling really good about themselves. But then there was a little bit of a letdown as they traveled and took on Southwest Virginia, and they lost at they took on the Southwest Virginia, lost that game by a score of 99-88, excuse me. They had it right there in front of me. But it was a game that the Trojans were fairly close. They only trailed by 2 in the first half, but got blown out in the second half. And, let's see if they have the stamina to keep up with the Hurricanes tonight for all 40 minutes.
If you take a look at the 2 wins against Davis and Davie and Cleveland basically back-to-back nights, January 29th and February 1st, they shot over 50% from the field. Against Southwest Virginia the night after beating Cleveland at home, 85-66, they shot 48%. But there's one stat in that, Craig, that really sets us aside. They shot 4 for 15 from the perimeter. In prior games against Davis and Davie, they shot 12 for 22, 54%. Any team shoots beyond the arc, 54%. They have to win unless the other team is matching up with them evenly. But, going 4 for 15, shooting 26% from behind the arc on the road is a sign for disaster.
Yeah, you got to shoot the ball well no matter whether you're at home or away, but especially away, it's hard to get away with that kind of shooting performance. Again, they cooled off after a couple of hot games. It tends to happen. It's the ebb and flows of basketball. So we'll see where they're at tonight. But, again, the Hurricanes are riding high right now, coming in off that big win at Pitt. Right now they're losers of 2 of 3, but really they're also winners of 3 of 5. So, they've got the confidence and they've got the team to do it tonight. Can they can they find some consistency in the bottom half here of the season?
The last game here, dating back to January 25th against Guilford Tech, it was a tale of definitely 2 halves. Guilford Tech fell down by 20. They're down 28-8, and they fought back, and was able to get ahead. And they fell apart later in the second half, and it was in the hands of R.J. Bridges that night with 22 points in the second half, and at halftime he had 10. And then they go on the road to 3 games. Three teams that they really, teams that's right there with them in the division. One of them was Bryan the Strat. They lost on the road in Virginia Beach, 106-99, shooting 48%. But the key there, they went 10 for 25 from the Beyond the Arc.
10 for 25, when you slice it up, that's 40%, but, it just wasn't good enough to get the job done that night. You would think 99 points on the road would win you a ball game, but defensively, it just wasn't a good enough effort for Brian Bagwell's team. You gave up a buck, to the Bobcats. And, yeah, it's their gym, but, again, 99 points you would think could win you ball games on this level, and it should, but that night it didn't.
All right, then they, lost at Catawba by 2, and then they beat Pitt by 1. So, the last 3 games for each team has been hard fought. Both of them meet tonight with big instincts in Region 10 play. Yeah,
even if you go back to the Catawba game on January 15th, the almost called them the Firebirds, the Hurricanes. We were talking about it earlier. The Hurricanes have played some pretty close basketball games. 75-67. That's an 8-point win, a 7-point win. A 6-point win, a 7-point loss, a 2-point loss, a 1-point win. That's conference basketball. That's this time of the season. It's January, February basketball. That's what we expect.
All right, we got 10 minutes left until tipping off here. We're going to take one commercial break and come right back here. You're listening to Lewisburg Sports Network.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom my.
At Cardinal Family Dentistry, we are honored to serve the community of Apex by providing honest, compassionate dental care. We focus on preventative care and education to make sure all of our patients enjoy optimal dental health, and we offer judgment-free treatment if you're in need of a corrective procedure. Dr. Barker and the rest of the Cardinal Family Dentistry team want to be a resource for you when it comes to your dental health. So we always keep you well informed and offer honest guidance to help you make the best decisions for you and your family. Give them a call today at 919-589-5001. That's 919-589-5001. Or visit them online at cardinalfamilydentistry.com.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom my.
Today's game is brought to you by High Level Media NC, your home for amateur, high school, collegiate, and semi-professional sports live streaming. Why stream? Friends and family can watch the game from home, and your school or team can boost its online presence. We bring the gear to stream your next game, match, or tournament in high definition. With me, Petey Norris, and my team announcing play-by-play and providing color commentary. How do you get a hold of High Level Media? Go to highlevelmedianc.com today to fill out the form to get started. High Level Media is your turnkey solution for production, announcing, and online streaming, where athletes become legends.
Easy, boss. It's your first round in a year.
I'm clearing too early. I'm clearing too late. My God, my swing feels like an unfolding lawn chair.
Let's go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro. They have a kind and courteous staff. Our friends from Hillsboro, Durham, and Mebane play there. And they have that great gift shop where you can buy those pink balls you like to play with. You can get your head right.
My head's never gotten in the way before.
Yeah, no kidding.
Go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro, located on Lawrence Road in Hillsboro. Call 919-732-3435.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back inside the Roger G. Taylor Arena. PD Norris, Craig Green here. Get ready to wrap up our pregame festivities. We got some key matchups in tonight's game against the 8-11 Fayetteville Trojans and the Lewisburg Hurricanes, who were 10-10. Craig, last break we talking about the team matchups, and you know there's been a lot of stipulations on who is healthy and who is able to make tonight's game. Talking to Coach Bagwell prior to the game.
That's right. Yeah, we were talking. You know, it seems like the illness bug had made its way around the Hurricanes a little bit the past week or so, but it looks like they've got a full slate of players that we saw during warm-ups again. So we'll keep our eyes focused on that. But you know, for me, my main matchup tonight, you know, the guy that we always got to keep our eyes focused on is R.J. Bridges for the Hurricanes. Of course, R.J. Bridges, 23 points a game, 4.7 rebounds, just under 3 assists, almost 3 steals a game as well. He's shooting right now. He's fourth. He's third in Region 10 in points per game, 4th in 3-point percentage. You know, he's the guy that you will have to make sure you pay attention to for the Trojans, though, PD. There's 4 or 5 different guys that you kind of have to look out for. You know, when I look at their roster, I'm looking at Tristan Harkins. I'm looking at Tejon McDaniels-McCormick, who I expect to be down low with Nehemiah McDonald. Jaleel Green averages 10 points a game. You know, they don't do it with just one guy. They have a whole slew of players. But, you know, again, if I had to pick one, I'm going to put my eyes on number 2 and say you got to make sure you mark him all night long.
Definitely Tristan Hawkins coming in, you know, played 18 games in a team's 19, averaging 30 minutes per game. You know, shooting is not, you know, he's averaging just right under 14 points per game, averaging at 13.9. You know, my biggest matchup is down low, like you said. You know, Tejon McDaniels-McCormick battling down low, averaging 27 minutes per game. How will he match up with Nehemiah McDonald or Booker even down low? There's too many threats down low in the post for the Hurricanes, and you know it's a lot of teams live and die by the 3, and tonight I feel like the Hurricanes are going to win in the paint, play some type of small ball, just focus on what's open down low, because we know what the Trojans are going to do. Trojans are going to drive and cut, dribble drive, and try to they play the they drive and then kick. So it's like, how do you stop that?
This is a team that's loaded with a bunch of small ball players. So, PD, the largest player on their roster is Jaleel Green, the 6'8" forward out of Greensboro. Outside of that, they have a bunch of guards right now, 5'9", 6'3", 6'1", 6'2", 6'4", 6'3", 6'3", 6'5". You know, that's McDaniel-McCormick at 6'5". He's the second largest player in terms of height on their roster. So I think they're going to play a lot of small ball, probably 4 guards out there at a time, and you're going to have to see the Hurricanes be really disciplined to make sure they get out there and guard the shooters.
All right, we're going to step away one more time and come right back here. You're listening and watching Lewisburg men's basketball on Lewisburg Sports Network.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama.
At Cardinal Family Dentistry, we are honored to serve the community of Apex by providing honest, compassionate dental care. We focus on preventative care and education to make sure all of our patients enjoy optimal dental health, and we offer judgment-free treatment if you're in.
Welcome back to the Roger G. Taylor Arena. Quick look at the scoreboard here around Region 10. Pitt Community College at home already up 41-34 on Brighton and Staten, Virginia. Tipping off here right around 7 o'clock. Also, Central Carolina will take on Sandhills Community College. Also at 7 p.m., Southwest Virginia travels to Catawba Valley. And the Cleveland Community College Yetis will travel to Davidson-Davie to take on the Storm at 7 p.m.
A couple big games tonight in Region 10. It's Wednesday night. It's basketball. It's February, and things get heated up right before March. Craig, we're going to go ahead and take it to our PA announcer for tonight's pregame festivities and starting lineups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Roger Taylor Arena on the campus of Lewisburg College for tonight's men's basketball matchup featuring the Trojans of Fayetteville Tech and your Lewisburg College Hurricanes. Fans, at this time, we ask that you would please rise and remove all caps as we honor America with the playing of her national anthem. Now let's meet tonight's starters. First for the visitors from Fayetteville Tech. At guard, number 2, Tristan Harkins. At guard, number 3, Jaden Pitt. At guard, number 5, Melquan Jackson. At forward, number 12, Jalil Green. And at forward, number 24, Tijon McDaniel McCormick. The head coach of the Trojans is Brian Hurd. And now, the starting lineup for your Lewisburg College Hurricanes. A 6-foot-tall sophomore guard from Sanford, North Carolina, number 0, Malachi McLean. A 6'3" sophomore guard from Charlotte, North Carolina, number 1, Braden Smith. A 6'8" freshman forward from Durham, North Carolina, number 11, Xander Booker. A 6'7" freshman forward from Fayetteville, North Carolina, number 24, Nehemiah McDonald. And a 6'4" sophomore guard from Durham, North Carolina, number 15, R.J. Bridges. The head coach of the Hurricanes is Brian Bagwell. He is assisted by Ray Hartsfield and David Bagwell.
The Hurricanes come to the court looking to pick up the 7th Region 10 win of the year as the Fayetteville Trojans come to the court in their black and gold jerseys, Lewisburg in the white and blue, and Fayetteville looking to pick up their 4th win in Region 10 play.
Officials for tonight's game, Jarvis Dawkins, Alex Langley, and at the tip, Officer Ken Pike.
And the Hurricanes getting their first stab at offense. And we got a block.
It's going to be a goaltend. They're going to give it to score the basket to Braden Smith.
I'll tell you, right away it's 2-0. Great defense so far, and we got nearly a turnover. Looked like an offensive foul on the hook, but Tristan Hawkins picks up the first.
Harkins draws first blood for the Trojans and levels the game at 2 after the goaltending that put Braden Smith on the board.
McLean wanted to take that, but steps in the paint and shot is off an offensive board. So the official dropped the whistle out of his mouth, and players stopped, and the Trojans get the missed shot, and here come Hawkins driving. Nearly kicked it to the left.
You definitely got to watch Harkins, the 6'2" sophomore out of Fayetteville.
McCormick passes it to the corner. 3, and it's nothing but nylon for the Trojans. They get their first 3.
That's Melquan Jackson knocking down the three-pointer, the 6'1" sophomore guard out of Baltimore.
That's exactly how the Trojans end up beating Davis and Davey from their perimeter, shooting 50% tonight. They're 100% on their first opportunity. McLean's guarded tightly by Jackson. Long 3 for the Hurricanes, and coming up short was Booker. Booker was the hero against Pitt just 2 nights ago. Harkins guarded tightly by Braden Smith. Feeds inside on that baseline, and we have a whistle and a tie-up. Ball will stay right with the Trojans.
Only 15 on the shot clock for Fayetteville here to get something off. Can they keep their eyes on all 4 of these guards they've got out here?
Pitt trying to get a ball in, finally gets it in before the 5-second count. Nice defense down low, staying out of foul trouble. McDonald. Smith slows it up. 5-2. Trojans lead.
Play call coming out here for Lewisburg. You can hear Brian Bagwell calling it out. Chicago.
10 on the shot clock as Braden Smith pulls it out to the logo. Driving and finds Booker. Booker puts an elbow in, puts up the shot. Off the iron and fighting down low. We got a whistle.
Should be a foul on Nehemiah McDonald reaching over the back.
Tried to get over the back of Jaleel Green.
Yep. And that's what the call will be. So first foul call on Lewisburg.
Slowly bringing it up, Jaden Pitt, guarded tightly by Malachi McLean. Pitt to Jackson. Cross-court pass should have been stolen by the Hurricanes, but put up a second opportunity, and it's off the mark, and he chases down his own shot on the baseline. Melquan Jackson.
Long rebounds tend to give the guys in the backcourt a chance to rebound.
McCormick driving and puts up a prayer right over the hands of Booker.
And that was Tejon McDaniel McCormick out of Salina, Kansas. Hung in the air and was able to get it to fall, avoided a travel. Just some good athleticism by 24 on black and gold.
16:20 left and a 3 off the mark. And Harkins sprinting in the front court. They'll go baseline, and nice baby hook by Jaleel Green, and Bridges with the rebound. Bridges looking for help at the top of the key. No one moving for the Hurricanes off the ball as Booker comes out and sets a screen for Malachi McLean. McLean tries a roll, double team spins, puts up a shot.
Oh.
Nothing but nylon.
Got that one to fall. Risky attempt there by Malachi McLean. He's not been shooting well the last few games from a percentage standpoint. That was a really tough shot, but he got it to go down.
Pitt driving, switches hands, goes up for 2. And Pitt with 4 points.
Now a steal, too.
A steal. And it's 11-4. 2 turnovers so far, 3 turnovers for Lewisburg here in the opening 4 minutes.
And that was Tristan Harkins who got that last bucket.
See some subs coming in for the Hurricanes. And Booker's left-handed layup's too hard, and Jaleel Green pulls down his 3rd rebound.
So we got Rivers and Cozart at the table waiting to check in here for the Hurricanes.
Great ball movement, and I tell you, they get it right there to Jaleel Green, and he'll put up 2, and the coach calls him timeout. 14:37, and it's 13-4.
Every starter for the Trojans has touched the basketball and has scored the basketball here in the first 5 minutes and 23 seconds, Petey. It's been, again, it's what they do. Really, it's not one guy who kills you. They have an attack from all angles, and that's what they're doing so far. They're doing it inside, they're doing it outside, and so far so good for Brian Hurd and his team.
Like you said, everybody's touched the ball as everybody's nearly scored. 13-4. Forces Coach Bagwell to call a timeout, but I was watching the warm-ups for the Hurricane, and Coach Bagwell said, we haven't really practiced as a team since Friday. And you can tell that right now. You know, they only had 7 dressed against Pitt. You know, you haven't practiced in 6 days. I mean, you're catching yourself down at home by 9, 13-4 against Fayetteville Tech, who only has 3 Region 10 wins, and one of them coming in a shocking win against Davis and Davie back in January 29th.
Yeah, I mean, you're 2 days off of an emotional victory on the road in Winterville, and just a really slow start here for the Hurricanes, and we're seeing a little switch up here in the lineup as Quentin Cozart makes his way on the floor from Durham, as well as Valon Rivers into the game as well from Mount Holly and East Gaston High School.
Rivers comes in, he'll pull up the point guard as Malachi McLean is on the bench. Cozart. They go baseline and a reverse layup, and you can count it for Braden Smith.
Braden Smith, I feel like he's been coming on a little bit strong lately. You know, he's not leading in the stats category in terms of points, but he's been playing a lot better. His overall game has improved, I think.
There was that drive and kick, and there's nothing but net for Jaden Pitt.
Wide open three-pointer. Trojans picking up where they left off before that timeout.
Braden Smith popping out. Rivers driving, kicking it. Nehemiah McDonald wanted it, but he puts it on the floor and leaves it on the rim as McCormick picks it up, and Nehemiah McDonald steals it back. That's a turnover that the Fayetteville Trojans will regret later on, as it's 16-8.
Got to continue to make them pay for it, though. I mean, really good, tenacious defense by the Hurricanes to turn something out of nothing.
Nehemiah McDonald picks up the bump as McCormick is bumped on the drive, and Tristan Harkins looked like he wanted to take the ball out, but he handed off to Pitts. Pitts rolling around, and I tell you, Jaleel Green, if you give it to him, and we got a timeout as Coach Bagwell saw the play, the players didn't see it, forces Coach Bagwell to call a second timeout, Craig, in 6 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock.
Just a really slow start and a lot of, just unawareness right now. It sounds like they're not executing what they've seen in practice or seen on film from Fayetteville, and it's really caused them to start off slow, and the Trojans are heating up right now, and Brian Bagwell is going to lose his voice in the first 10 minutes if this keeps up.
Well, Coach Bagwell just a couple months ago had his first kid, and he said the fatigue sets in with not getting enough sleep, and you coming out here and you coaching a game like this, and, Cogdale will check in for the Hurricanes as Rivers will have a seat as Velen Rivers is benched off of that timeout. There's 13:28 left. Hurricanes with the ball with the new point guard. Bringing it up, Zane Cogdale out of Cary. Come from the University of West Alabama.
Trying to find the right combination here to get some production.
Stepping back, Booker, and it's off the mark, and Jaleel Green pulls down the rebound.
Not the greatest shot you want coming out of the timeout.
Harkins driving, left-handed, switches hands on the layup, and Booker with the rebound. Booker 3-on-2 and drops it off to Braden Smith for 2.
And Braden Smith, right place, right time, 6 points for numero uno to get things started for him tonight.
First half crossing the 12-minute mark coming up, and Pitts connects once again as he drives.
Too easy, way too easy at the rim.
Trojans nearly shooting perfect from the field, and Booker guarded tightly by Jones. Booker stripped. Jones on the floor, nearly a backcourt, goes to Harkins. And Fayetteville, nice block by Smith. And it's off of Cogdale, and it stays right with the Trojans.
Yeah, good battle down low. Quentin Cozart down there also in the mix. Was able to prevent another layup attempt by the Trojans. 15 on the shot clock, though, for Fayetteville Tech. And let's see if the Hurricanes can defend underneath their basket.
Harkins will have a seat, so we'll see what they do is they bring in Nigel Vincent. Rolling off of the screen. Sturdivant goes to Niles, and he'll miss the 3, and Booker with a big rebound. Booker finds his point guard, Zane Cogdale. The redshirt freshman back to Booker. Booker kicking, 3, uncontested, and it's a whistle. And we have a foul, and it's going to go off to Mr. Nigel Vincent on the push.
This will be 3 free throws coming up here for Braden Smith after first official's timeout here.
All right, we'll take it with him. You're listening to Lewisburg Sports Network. The Hurricanes trail by 10, 20-10.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama.
At Cardinal Family Dentistry, we are honored to serve the community of Apex by providing honest, compassionate dental care. We focus on preventative care and education to make sure all of our patients enjoy optimal dental health, and we offer judgment-free treatment if you're in.
Welcome back out of the timeout, 20-10. Nehemiah McDonald with 2 fouls for the Hurricanes. No one else in foul trouble early. 11 minutes to go, down by 10. You don't need your big man when in foul trouble, Craig.
You don't, but he's going to sit and watch the game for a few minutes as Isaiah Littlejohn has come in to replace him. Littlejohn out of Hickory High School, averaging just under 6 points a game, will take the place of Nehemiah McDonald. Its first free throw is missed. That's Zane Cogdale at the line, who was shooting the 3, got fouled.
Cogdale went to Wayne Country Day here in North Carolina. appeared in 2 games in 2024 for the Hurricanes as he makes the first.
That was the second free throw there. Just missed the first one.
Missed the first and made the second,
Yeah.
correct. Thank you, Craig. And this third one's too hard off the iron, but he gets his own rebound and turns it over. But he gets his own rebound and turns it over, so at least you can set up on defense.
Got to admire him, again, moving his feet to keep the possession alive for the Hurricanes. Just one bad pass across the court cost him another crack at getting another bucket.
Lawson picking up Jackson. Is tighter defense here for the Hurricanes coming out of the 3 timeouts. The 2 they're forced and making the Trojans move off the ball, but they're right on their right hips. 13 on the shot clock. They'll put up a 3, and it's off the mark. Big rebound down low by James Jones as he'll pull it back out. Trojans with 14 on the clock. Jones.
Man-to-man defense here by the Hurricanes.
Vincent will drive, and it's a turnover. Fayetteville with their 3rd turnover, and the Hurricanes answer back with their 5th turnover.
So close. I mean, they good hands by Booker to stick his hand in there, steal the ball, and good vision trying to get the ball down court to Littlejohn. Just a little too much sauce on that pass, on that bounce pass, trying to find him streaking down the sideline.
Nigel Vincent back to the bench as Tristan Harkins checks in. Cross-court pass to Harkins as he's signaled someone to cut. No one cutting. The pass would not have been there. Harkins driving, puts up a runner. Nice teardrop, and he gets his own rebound, and he'll put it back up for his 6th point here in the first half.
Cannot let guards out-rebound you down low. Can't let that happen if you're Booker and you're Littlejohn.
Littlejohn lobs it into Booker. Booker puts it on the floor. We got a whistle. And picking up the foul is McCormick. And that's his first. And that's what Coach Bagwell needs to key in on. Get the bigs in foul trouble.
They don't have very many bigs, and that's the thing of it, But the problem for the Hurricanes really hasn't been the big guys. I mean, you saw Jaleel Green with a monster dunk earlier on, but really a lot of it has been the movement by the Trojans. And their guards have been willing to rebound. Their guards have been shooting well. Everybody's touching the basketball.
Malachi McLean comes in for Cogdale, and
there comes Nehemiah McDonald back to the table here with 2 fouls.
great ball movement, high screens, no one rolling to the basket. Booker in trouble, and it's a turnover.
Do it right to the hands of Green.
6th turnover here in the first half. Harkins whips one over to James. James wanted Harkins to cut baseline. He didn't. He'd come back out and pick up the ball with 15 on the shot clock. Jackson hits the floor.
Going to call Littlejohn for the foul, but it looks like some of it could have been incidental contact. Some of it could have been a slight bump, maybe, bumped into Littlejohn, and Littlejohn was the one who hit the deck, but foul's on him. It's a 3rd foul on the Hurricanes.
Littlejohn favoring that left ankle. 9:43 left. They'll get into Harkins. Harkins driving it, kicking it. Jackson, same thing. Jones to the paint and too hard off the iron with that southpaw hook.
Good defense by Booker and McDonald to force a tough shot.
Lawson put up a circus shot. Out of control as he hits the floor. And he'll go to the line, and that's the 2nd foul on Trajan McDaniels McCormick. We can see him having a seat as Jalen Green.
Lawson at the line, Pete. He's an 84% free throw shooter.
37% for field goal this year so far for Lawson. So he makes the first. And that's how you're going to fight back in this game, Craig, is you have to score when the clock is stopped. Get within 10, get within 9.
So far, Hurricanes 2 of 4 from the charity stripe.
We got a whistle as he steps right on the Jaden Pitt. Wanted to take that baseline, but he cocked that left leg, and as soon as he did, those gold shoes touched the line, and it's a turnover for Fayetteville. They're working up with a 4th turnover.
It's a good break right there for the Hurricanes. Get to go right back on offense after you put 2 into the bucket.
Littlejohn stands with the ball, goes to the corner. 3 by Nehemiah McDonald, and Booker fighting down low, and we have a whistle, and a jump ball stays right with the Hurricanes. Great job by Xander Booker down low as he was fighting through 3 Trojans, was able to keep the ball alive for the Hurricanes.
You know, I like this sizable lineup out here for the Hurricanes. You got McDonald, you got Littlejohn and Booker together. I like this. You know, I'd like to see these 3 out here in the front court more often.
Definitely have the height advantage.
And then also, again, McDonald's a guy who can stretch the floor because he can play inside and shoot the ball outside.
Nice crowd turning out here in the first half. 8:53 left. Lewisburg with the ball. Lawson inbounds it. And Malachi McClain puts it down from deep. And that was a long 2. And it's 24 to 15. Nice reverse layup for Xavier Whitaker. And answering back, Booker for 2.
Xander Booker's first 2 points of the game. And now we're starting to see the Hurricanes spreading some love offensively as a foul called on McClain. Thought he got a clean block, but got too much contact on the man. As that's his first foul. It's going to be a foul in the act of shooting here as Fayetteville Tech will send Jaden Pitt to the line for 2.
I tell you, you know, Malachi McClain only picking up his first foul 13 minutes into the game is not too bad because he guards real tight.
Yeah, you need to have, you know, you want to keep guys like McClain out there again because he has so much value offensively and defensively. He can step in the passing lane. He's a willing rebounder, willing defender. You know, again, we talked about him struggling a little bit offensively, but doesn't take away from the rest of the game that it brings.
Jaden Pitts goes 100% from the line. Booker hands it off to Malachi. Can he connect? No. And a long rebound, chasing it down on baseline, Jaden Pitt. As he's sprinting in the front court, goes to the baseline. Xavier Whitaker up and under, and it's good. I tell you, great pass, great vision from your guard, and connects with his 4th point off the bench.
Well, Jaden Pitt really caused a lot of issues because he was speeding down the court. He sped up the process of the Hurricanes defensively.
And the Hurricanes were caught off their feet, and they say it off of Green.
It's going to be.
And we have a media timeout.
It's going to be Fayetteville ball coming back this way.
All right, 28-17. The Hurricanes trail the Trojans. You're listening to Hurricanes basketball on Hurricanes Sports Network.
Easy, boss. It's your first round in a year.
I'm clearing too early. I'm clearing too late. My God, my swing feels like an unfolding lawn chair.
Let's go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro. They have a kind and courteous staff. Our friends from Hillsboro, Durham, and Mebane play there. And they have that great gift shop where you can buy those pink balls you like to play with. You can get your head right.
My head's never gotten in the way before.
Yeah, no kidding.
Go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro, located on Lawrence Road in Hillsboro. Call 919-732-3435.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
7:39 on the clock as we're coming back out of the timeout here. And it's going to be Fayetteville Tech's balls. We send it back here to the voice of the Hurricanes, Petey Doris.
7:39 left, as Craig said, as Whitaker brings it up. Tries to beat the press, nearly turns it over. Great defense out of the timeout. Media timeout, no team calls for the timeouts. Hurricanes using 2:30s here in the opening half as Pitts works the right side of the perimeter. Whitaker, and he'll spin the ball around. And we got a...
Stepping on the line again. They did it one more time. That baseline over there, or that far sideline, they just not seeing it, put a heel on it. It's going to be a turnover. And in the game now, PD, in the first half, for the Lewisburg Hurricanes, number 5, Javier Lineberger, is in out of Newton Conover High School.
It's a 5th turnover so far by the Trojans as Booker. Nice baseline cut, and he drops it off to who else but Xavier Lineberger.
The X-Man jumps in. Oh, Javier Lineberger. Excuse me, I said Xavier, but it's Javier Lineberger. I apologize. But, yeah, he gets in the game and scores immediately.
And within single digits. Let's check it back in the game is Melquan Jackson.
Jackson knocked down a 3 earlier on in the first half.
Trojans handed off to Harkins. Harkins with 12 on the clock, goes to the corner. Whitaker puts it on the floor, elbow shot, rattles out, and right in the hands of Jaleel Green. He misses, goes back up, misses again, volleys it out, and here come who with the ball? The Trojans.
Wow, Trojans winning the loose balls, very scrappy, and looks like another turnover. Or did they not reset the shot clock? They did not reset the shot clock.
Should be 16 on the shot clock.
But Jaleel Green had about 4 attempts at it down there. 1 on 3. Was out rebounding the Hurricanes.
But I tell you, it was only Lineberger that was fighting for the Hurricanes as everybody else was standing still on their feet at the free throw line. Harkins pops it out on that baseline, and he'll put it on the floor.
He didn't like the space. He had the space close in on him. He wanted to take that shot from the corner.
Looking inside to Green, and he'll get an avenue and a kiss off the window as Green pulls out his defender. And Harkins picks up 8 points tonight. It's 30-19.
Some of this is looking too easy for the Trojans. They're able to get to the bucket. They're scoring inside at will.
Lineberger goes high post to Booker. No one rolling. Bridges is pulling all the way out. Booker steps back. Couldn't connect. Right in the hands of Jaden Pitt, who's sprinting down the court. Goes baseline and nearly turns it over. Out of control. Pitt's looking like that flight guy coming in from Indy the other night and turns it right over to Bridges. Bridges or Lineberger with numbers. They'll go to the right wing. Malachi McLean nearly travels. Puts it on the floor. Off balance shot.
Shot got blocked. And now look at McLean clamping down on Harkins. He's got nowhere to go. That was very, very close to a 10-second call. You got to admire McLean's fight in his heart after turning the ball over.
But smart by Tristan Harkins to go off his leg instead of getting a 10-second call. It was 7 seconds, but he still had 3 seconds to go, but no one was coming back to help him.
And he's got a long way to go if they're still going to give him that 3. Timeout called now.
We got a 30-second timeout. We're going to stay right here. 5:10 left. Lewisburg opened up Craig on a 2-0, then Fayetteville answered, and Fayetteville got the 3, and that's where we got our separation at 5-2. We're just less than 30 seconds into the game, and both teams went back and forth. Biggest lead so far has been all Fayetteville. Biggest lead has been 12, as they stood 22-10.
And even with the lead being at 12 right now, sits at 11, so not a much of a difference. Again, Hurricanes are playing well in spurts here. We're seeing it, but they're shooting poorly from the field. They're taking a lot of tough contested buckets. They're not really getting to the rim and getting layups here. And when they do, there's hands in their way, there's bodies in their way, making things difficult.
You need a Ferrari tonight to slow down Jaden Pitt, because he is definitely sprinting down the court. I'm sure his 40 is just as...
You need a roadblock is what you need.
Need to set up one of them state troopers out here coming down 95.
We need
every state trooper.
Ken Pike, our official, right there, that you see in the near court in front of us. He's a police officer off in the off season, so maybe he can give Pitt a ticket for speeding, running up the court so fast.
I tell you, it was a nice punch out by Booker. Nearly got a foul, but didn't get a call. And Booker holds on the corner, puts it on the floor, driving on Pitts. Kiss off the window, coming out of nowhere, trying to swat it away was Jaleel Green, and Booker to the line to shoot two. Booker on season, 57% from the line. Not the best for a big man, but we'll take the 57%, Craig.
It's better than 43%. That foul's going to go against Melquan Jackson.
Couldn't connect on that free throw. 30-19. Checking in the game is Sturdivant along with James Jones. As Whitaker and Harkins will have a seat.
Looks like Braden Smith about to come back in as well.
Smith comes in for Lineberger, who have a seat. We got a 10-point game, 4:43 left, as Melquan Jackson brings it in to Jaden Pitt.
You can hear Brian Bagwell pointing out, make sure that the Hurricanes pay attention to Jalen Sturdivant, who just came into the game.
Pitt driving and gets fouled, and he'll shoot two as he dropped that right shoulder as he went up. And not being the tallest guy on the court, listed at 5'7". Guard with the gold shoes out there. .431 left. Makes the first.
Jaden Pitt from Farmville Central High School. Another sophomore. It's an experienced team that they've got here under Coach Brian Hurd.
I mean, it's a shame that Pitt let him slip away. He makes both free throws, back to a 12-point lead.
Big possession here for the Hurricanes, Speedy. They need to find a spark. Air ball.
That could have been their spark right there. Inside of 4 minutes. That's a 5th point for Booker. It's a 10-point game. Turnover.
Got to take advantage
Smith,
here.
alley-oop to Booker, and he slams it down. Just like that, I told you that was the turning point, and we're within 8. Need a Hurricane stop here.
Good find by Braden Smith. Xander Booker says, "Thank you very much."
We don't need to give up the deep ball, but Sturdivant drives up and under, and here come the Hurricanes. They'll push it in the corner. Braden Smith for three. Can we get a pinball? No.
Or maybe Kerplunk.
We're going to time out. We're going to stay right here, Craig. Eight points separate the Hurricanes and the Trojans. 32-24, 3:29 left. We've had 3 straight stops, and that one right there wasn't a great choice of shots for the Hurricanes.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, I don't mind that in transition, but, you know, it just didn't look very good, and the result also wasn't what you intended either. Because it bounced up and caromed and kerplunked behind the rim. But, you know, you start to feel a little bit of momentum being built here by the Hurricanes. They're starting to grow into this game. You know, you got to remember the first 4.5 minutes of the first half, you could hear Brian Bagwell pretty much, you know, yelling and pouring his heart and soul into getting this team engaged and functioning as a basketball team, as a basketball operation. Now we're starting to see the wheels starting to turn. We're starting to see the Hurricanes start to grow into the game some. So they've got to continue to build on this goodwill here. Again, Fayetteville is kind of going cold offensively. Now you've got to find the steam to heat it up and get yourself back into this contest.
You know, down by 8, we need to keep it in single-digit scoring in the halftime because we're typically a second-half team coming out. We like to set the pace in the second half. We fight back. You know, Fayetteville come out quick, and honestly, I feel like Fayetteville come out with 3 steps ahead of the Hurricanes, with the Hurricanes not practicing since Friday, just getting game run. And the Hurricanes on defense now is the fast man Pitts with the ball. Right on Pitts is Cogdale. Pitts drives on Cogdale, hits the tree, and pulls it back out. James Jones wraps around, and it has, how can you not call that? Holy goodness, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, how can you not see the wrap?
Yeah,
I mean, how can you not see that? I mean, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, I saw it sitting here. James Jones was hooking
goodness.
the arm of Xander Booker, but the referees did not see it. Therefore, it is
Holy moly.
Booker's first foul, and
Wow.
free throw's good.
That is just, I don't like to say too much about officials because we can be one just like ourselves, Greg, but that was pretty obvious.
Got to wipe it out now. You got to forget about it if you're the Hurricanes and just go out here and execute.
34-24, 10-point game. Smith inside, they'll push it back out. Cogdale, deep 2, bangs it home.
I don't mind that whatsoever by Zane Cogdale. He passed up a low percentage shot for a high percentage shot and knocks it down.
34-26, 2:46 left. Harkin was cutting, but the pass wasn't there. They'll pull it out, and he'll hit a 3. And that's James Jones' first 3 and his 5th point, as he's had 2 free throws early.
And Jones from Raleigh out of Thales Academy knocked down those first 2 free throws and now just got the triple. And
Booker gets a turnover. Booker goes right in hands of Jackson as he's trying to find Bridges. Harkins.
Good job by the Hurricanes to get back too, not to prevent a transition bucket. Really good job.
Crossing 2 minutes left, first half. Pitts drives, up and under is missed, and now we got a, ooh.
Tough call on R.J. Bridges, but they're going to say that he hit him in the head when he came down.
We're going to come back into the replay 2 minutes left, first half. Pitts drives, up and under is missed, and now we got a ball right there, Craig. Ooh. You know, the whistle,
tough call on
and the harm and the foul. And, you know, he missed. He went off the bottom of the rim.
I mean, we've got replay, but Region 10 does not, unfortunately. But maybe the ball doesn't lie, as the first free throw by Jackson is no good.
Because if we could go back to calls, that hook was, whoo. Ray Charles seen that hook.
Just got to flush it out of your system and keep on moving.
38-26, 1:52 left.
Hurricanes need to finish strong here, final 2 minutes.
R.J. Bridges holds with the ball over his head with 16 on the clock. Puts it on the floor, no one moving. Coming out is Nehemiah McDonald on the screen. McDonald rolling, Bridges drives, floats one up, nothing but nylon.
That is a tough bucket. The first bucket of the game, believe it or not, for R.J. Bridges.
Last home game against Guilford Tech, he crossed 1,000 points here at Lewisburg in 2 years. Driving, finger roll, layup, up and under for Melquan Jackson. 40-26. Correction, 40-28. Long 3 by Bridges. Bridges follows his shot, ball down low, and he'll shoot 2. Bridges searching for point number 3 and 4 with 49 seconds left.
First foul on the big man, Jaleel Green. Free throws coming here for the Hurricanes.
You can't look at a score for the Hurricanes, just 28 points so far in the first half. They've played blood, sweat, and tears out here. They're not getting the calls. They're not getting the shots aren't falling. But I tell you, Craig, they've played hard here in the first half. And if that man right there gets on in the second half, might as well head down 95 and pack it up.
Well, it's going to take a better job defensively as well too at the rim, and make Fayetteville take some tougher shots.
Makes both free throws into 10-point game. They'll set up in a full court press.
Petey, quick update for you here. Pitt Community College at home up 77-68 with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left on Bryant and Stratton.
It'll be a huge win if Bryant and Stratton falls on the road. They're second in Region 10.
There's an issue with the shot clock and the game clock. So that's 42 seconds on the game clock. That would make the play clock, the shot clock, down to about 22, I would believe.
Shot clock down to, 23.
Full Sail University math, sir.
Dan Patrick School of Broadcasting.
That's right, class of 2023.
We'll get into Harkins. Harkins 3 from the corner. Fighting for it and going off of the hands.
Hit the partition. How is the referee just not called out of bounds?
I think it was the same official trying to find the hook.
All right, 36.7 now. I mean, you can't run the entire clock out, but you can definitely put a dent in it. Take a smart shot here towards the end of the first half.
You need to let it go down. You need to let the clock go down as Cogdale kicks it. They'll move the ball around the perimeter. Booker goes to Bridges. Bridges guarded tightly. Right on his hip is Whitaker. Driving, trying to draw the foul. Draws the harm in the hoop.
Neither.
And he'll go to the line to search for point 5 and 6.
Looks like they're going to give it to Whitaker. Looks like they can either give it to Pitt or Whitaker.
Either one of them was right there. I mean, they both surprised Whitaker got the foul because Booker beat him to the goal. Bridges. 40-30, 10-point game.
3 straight free throws for RJ.
Correction. That's there we go. We're under 8 points, 40-32. 15 seconds left. Harkins will get it in to Jaden Pitt. Expect a 3 right here, a drive and kick. 5 on the clock. 3, drive and draws the foul of 1.4. And the foul is going to be on
They're going to give
Braden Smith.
Yeah, Braden Smith. Sorry, I was going to say Cogdale, but it's Mikkel Lawson actually, 2, not 21. Mikkel Lawson draws the foul. And the speedy Jaden Pitt back to the line once again.
(41-32).
Jaden Pitt having a nice first half, Petey. That puts him up to 13, that free throw.
He'll put up it at the horn, and the horn doesn't sound. 42-32 at the break. We're going to step away, and we'll be right back here with stats, facts, and figures of the first half after a word from our sponsors. You're listening to Watching Lewisburg Basketball on Lewisburg Sports Network.
There we go.
At Cardinal Family Dentistry, we are honored to serve the community of Apex by providing honest, compassionate dental care. We focus on preventative care and education to make sure all of our patients enjoy optimal dental health, and we offer judgment-free treatment if you're in need of a corrective procedure. Dr. Barker and the rest of the Cardinal Family Dentistry team want to be a resource for you when it comes to your dental health. So we always keep you well informed and offer honest guidance to help you make the best decisions for you and your family. Give them a call today at 919-589-5001. That's 919-589-5001. Or visit them online at cardinalfamilydentistry.com.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben Hasmama.
Today's game is brought to you by High Level Media NC, your home for amateur, high school, collegiate, and semi-professional sports live streaming. Why stream? Friends and family can watch the game from home, and your school or team can boost its online presence. We bring the gear to stream your next game, match, or tournament in high definition. With me, Petey Norris, and my team announcing play-by-play and providing color commentary. How do you get a hold of High Level Media? Go to highlevelmedianc.com today to fill out the form to get started. High Level Media is your turnkey solution for production, announcing, and online streaming, where athletes become legends.
Easy, boss. It's your first round in a year.
I'm clearing too early. I'm clearing too late. My God, my swing feels like an unfolding lawn chair.
Let's go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro. They have a kind and courteous staff. Our friends from Hillsboro, Durham, and Mebane play there. And they have that great gift shop where you can buy those pink balls you like to play with. You can get your head right.
My head's never gotten in the way before.
Yeah, no kidding.
Go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro, located on Lawrence Road in Hillsboro. Call 919-732-3435.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben Hasmama.
At Cardinal Family Dentistry, we are honored to serve the community of Apex by providing honest, compassionate dental care. We focus on preventative care and education to make sure all of our patients enjoy optimal dental health, and we offer judgment-free treatment if you're in need of a corrective procedure. Dr. Barker and the rest of the Cardinal Family Dentistry team want to be a resource for you when it comes to your dental health. So we always keep you well informed and offer honest guidance to help you make the best decisions for you and your family. Give them a call today at 919-589-5001. That's 919-589-5001. Or visit them online at cardinalfamilydentistry.com.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben Hasmama.
Today's game is brought to you by High Level Media NC, your home for amateur, high school, collegiate, and semi-professional sports live streaming. Why stream? Friends and family can watch the game from home, and your school or team can boost its online presence. We bring the gear to stream your next game, match, or tournament in high definition. With me, Petey Norris, and my team announcing play-by-play and providing color commentary. How do you get a hold of High Level Media? Go to highlevelmedianc.com today to fill out the form to get started. High Level Media is your turnkey solution for production, announcing, and online streaming, where athletes become legends.
Easy, boss. It's your first round in a year.
I'm clearing too early. I'm clearing too late. My God, my swing feels like an unfolding lawn chair.
Let's go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro. They have a kind and courteous staff. Our friends from Hillsboro, Durham, and Mebane play there. And they have that great gift shop where you can buy those pink balls you like to play with. You can get your head right.
My head's never gotten in the way before.
Yeah, no kidding.
Go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro, located on Lawrence Road in Hillsboro. Call 919-732-3435.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama.
At Cardinal Family Dentistry, we are honored to serve the community of Apex by providing honest, compassionate dental care. We focus on preventative care and education to make sure all of our patients enjoy optimal dental health, and we offer judgment-free treatment if you're in need of a corrective procedure. Dr. Barker and the rest of the Cardinal Family Dentistry team want to be a resource for you when it comes to your dental health. So we always keep you well informed and offer honest guidance to help you make the best decisions for you and your family. Give them a call today at 919-589-5001. That's 919-589-5001. Or visit them online at cardinalfamilydentistry.com.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama.
Today's game is brought to you by High Level Media NC, your home for amateur, high school, collegiate, and semi-professional sports live streaming. Why stream? Friends and family can watch the game from home, and your school or team can boost its online presence. We bring the gear to stream your next game, match, or tournament in high definition. With me, Petey Norris, and my team announcing play-by-play and providing color commentary. How do you get a hold of High Level Media? Go to highlevelmedianc.com today to fill out the form to get started. High Level Media is your turnkey solution for production, announcing, and online streaming, where athletes become legends.
Easy, boss. It's your first round in a year.
I'm clearing too early. I'm clearing too late. My God, my swing feels like an unfolding lawn chair.
Let's go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro. They have a kind and courteous staff. Our friends from Hillsboro, Durham, and Mebane play there. And they have that great gift shop where you can buy those pink balls you like to play with. You can get your head right.
My head's never gotten in the way before.
Yeah, no kidding.
Go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro, located on Lawrence Road in Hillsboro. Call 919-732-3435.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama.
At Cardinal Family Dentistry.
Welcome back to the Roger G. Taylor Arena. P.D. Norris, Craig Green here bringing you coverage on Lewisburg Sports Network. Halftime here, 42-32 at halftime. Down by 10, Craig. Not the first half that you wanted to be, but it could be a whole lot worse than what it is for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, they started off really, really slowly, really poorly, and you know, you can hear Brian Bagwell. Well, I could hear him anyway to my right, just you know, ripping a new one into his players. I don't know how else to say it. Trying to get them motivated, trying to keep them engaged into the game plan here. And they did fight their way back, and we're seeing a 10-point deficit. It's not where they want to be considering the emotional victory they just had on Monday night. But now you found yourself into a fight right here in Region 10. You knew it would be a dogfight from beginning to end with teams like Fayetteville Tech, teams like Guilford Tech, Davidson Davie, Southwest Virginia. Here you are right now, down by 10 on your own home court to the Trojans. What are you going to do about it?
You definitely have to, you have to slow down. You can't play in the hands of Fayetteville Tech. Fayetteville Tech, we've seen him up and down. Jaden Pitt, he's not going to slow down. Neither is Melquan Jackson.
Those guys, again, just like you mentioned Jaden Pitt in the first half, and he was the catalyst for them, really. 13 points. His speed gave the Hurricanes a lot of trouble. You look at the box score for Fayetteville Tech for the Trojans right after that. Tristan Harkins, the guy who I marked as my marquee player to watch, 8 points in the first half for Tristan Harkins, 6 points for Jackson, and he had 5 points for James Jones, the fourth. After that, Whitaker and Jaleel Green had 4 points apiece as well. So again, it's been everyone from all different corners for Fayetteville Tech and Brian Hurt.
They've only shot 2 threes tonight. Oh, they shot more than 2, but they've only made 2 threes, Craig. The Hurricanes got 1 3 tonight. And, it's the free throws. Pitts with 6 of his 13 from the line. He hasn't missed a free throw tonight.
That's right. I mean, when you look at Fayetteville overall, they've knocked down 9 out of 10 from the line in the first half, and that's a big reason why they hold a 10-point lead already. And again, 9 out of that 10 came from the free throw line. You look at Lewisburg here; they've knocked down 6. They've knocked down 6 out of 8. So nothing really. They're actually 6 out of 9. They're not really suffering from that, but what they're suffering from really is an inability to score offensively. They've allowed Fayetteville Tech multiple chances at their rim. They're also not taking high percentage shots either. They're not getting layups. They're making fadeaway. They're taking fadeaway jumpers. They're taking long 3-pointers, and they're being forced to take shots that don't work for them.
I like the rotation so far for Coach Bagwell in the first half. Biggest lead for the Hurricanes in the first half was 2-0. He led for 5 seconds. Biggest lead for the Trojans, 12. Box scores for the Hurricanes in the first half follows.
Leading scorer for the Hurricanes, Xander Booker with 6, 7. Braden Smith with 6. R.J. Bridges with 6. Malachi McLean with 4. Zane Cogdell with 3. Lawson, Lineberger, and Nehemiah McDonald all with 2 points.
The clock is winding down. 36 seconds left. 10-point game. The Hurricanes need to change it up if they plan to pick up their 7th win in Region 10 play tonight.
And real quick, PD, halftime score, Catawba Valley leading Southwest Virginia in Hickory 45-36. And we have an upset here in Region 10 tonight. Pitt Community College, the Bulldogs get it done. They beat Bryan and Stratton of Virginia 84-74 in Winterville.
It's a big win for Pitt after losing that game the other night on the putback against your Lewisburg Hurricanes. Pitt will have the ball, and they'll come out with their starting 5. They'll come out with Harkins, Pitt, McCormick, along with Michaela Jackson and Jaleel Green. For the Hurricanes, they come out with Breda Smith, Malachi McLean, Booker, Nehemiah McDonald, and R.J. Bridges.
It's their starting lineup out here to start the second half. Trying to get the clock lined up.
There we go. As they are still trying to get the shot. Got a game clock at 19:55 and a shot clock at, there we go.
Yeah, 5 run off of one, 5 run off of the other, especially at the beginning of the half.
Trojans get it inbound. This Pitts guarded tightly by McLean. Harkins driving, kicking it. McCormick drives, gets too far under the goal, but still backs himself out and kicks off the window.
And there's Tejon McDaniel McCormick, who gets his 4th point of the game.
$12-point lead, and that's a 3. And here we go, fighting back, down by 9.
24 scores for the Trojans, 24 scores for the Hurricanes, and now 24 scores again
McCormick
for the Trojans.
4 points here.
6 total for the game, though. You are right.
46-35. Nehemiah McDonald wanted at 3. They'll move it around to McLean. McLean will go around the screen and nearly loses it right in the hands of Pitt as he was trying to hit the fellow Hurricane, and we got a turnover.
Not the way you want to start the second half.
First turnover of the half. Pitt will come into play to Jones. Cross-court pass nearly intercepted by Bridges.
I think RJ saw it about a split second too late. Otherwise, he would have stolen it.
Jones spins. Corner, nice move by McCormick. Steps back, shots blocked. But it gets a shot off, and Jaleel Green couldn't connect.
Good job by the Hurricanes to force a tough shot on the first attempt. Green underneath, once again causing problems, created a second chance.
46-35, just 2 minutes away here in the second half, and nearly wanted to slam it down. Left-hander R.J. Bridges as he's fouled, no head to the line.
He was going to go up and dunk it. Yeah, he was. You saw it right, Petey, but McDaniel McCormick got a hand on him.
That's his 3rd.
That's right, and he will send RJ to the line here. And RJ is shooting 83% from the field, from the free throw line on the season.
Makes the first.
You feel good about him stepping up to the charity stripe. That's his 5th consecutive make from the line.
He's got 7 points tonight. Make it 8.
But you know what? If 15 is going to chip away at this lead, taking free throws and letting his teammates, make and take buckets, then so be it. Now they got RJ playing kind of in a front court position here.
But you leave him alone, and Tristan Harkins will make you pay from long range.
11 points in the game for Harkins. It's his first attempt from long range, or first make from long range.
Driving, baseline's cut off, but he goes up, and Nehemiah McDonald will go to the line to shoot 2.
It's 2 on Green.
Take a look at that as he cuts baseline. Driving, baseline's cut off, but he goes up, and Nehemiah McDonald great opportunity will go to the line to
shoot
2. And now he'll stand in. Too hard off the heel of the iron, and first time checking in a game is Armani checks in as Jaleel Green will have a seat. Making it 1 of 2 is 50%. It's not bad, but it's better if you can make both. Back to 11-point lead. 49-38, Trojans working the ball around the perimeter. Tristan Harkins, you need to step out on him. He's got the Seth range and flat three from the corner, and Brady Smith with a flat-footed rebound, and he is mauled in the backcourt, and that's McCormick.
That's 4 on McDaniel McCormick.
That's his 4th.
Out of control, bumping into the back of Braden Smith.
.17:04 left as McLean gets the ball in the backcourt.
Let's see, they dump it inside the Booker to attack against McDaniel McCormick.
Smith out to McLean. McLean high post. Bridges steps in, up and under, misses. McCormick with the rebound. Coach Bagwell calling for Booker to come in the backcourt to help. Harkins driving, splits the defenders, kicks it to the right wing. 13 on the shot clock. Out of control, Pitts up and under off the window, and it's good for 2.
Jaden Pitt has brought his A game tonight. He is, speeding things up for the Hurricanes defense. He's making tough baskets, knocking shots down from the charity stripe. He's doing a lot tonight for Fayetteville Tech.
Biggest lead tonight for the Trojans, 13, is Bridges for 3. No. They push it in the front court. Hurricanes getting back on defense as Jaden Pitts slows it up. Bridges. Pitts drives on Bridges, spins, back door.
Nice
McCormick,
defense.
great defense to collapse on the, and we got a turnover.
Fantastic defense by Booker and McDonald to close off McDaniel McCormick from getting the bucket.
51-38, 15:42 left. Media timeout, Craig. Fast pace for the Trojans to start this second half. And that's something the Hurricanes typically do that we've seen so far this season.
They've got a guy in Jaden Pitt who can push the pace and can make things uncomfortable defensively. I think it's imperative for the Hurricanes to slow him down and make this more of a half-court game. And then, you want to break out transition after you get your rebound. Then you go down, your defensive rebound. Then you go ahead and transition and try to catch the Trojans on their heels. But right now, what they're doing is not working to the desired effect. You went to the half down by 10. You're down by 13 at this point. You've got to find your groove. You got to find your rhythm. You got to find your stroke. Otherwise, the good feelings that you had on Monday night are going to dissipate.
15:42 left. Teams come back to the court. McLean, Smith, Nehemiah McDonald, Booker, and Bridges. Trojans come out with Jackson, followed by Amarney and Harkins and James Jones. And in the backcourt is Jaden Pitt. Malachi McLean calls off as popping out as Smith. Right side, Nehemiah McDonald. Baseline's cut off, but he goes up. And Brady Smith follows through, fighting. Nehemiah McDonald battling. Going up, reverse layup. English, no. And the ball stays right with the Hurricanes.
Thought I saw one foul on Jones and one foul on Pitt that wasn't called down low. And now, add to the troubles, you're going to bring in 6'8" Jaleel Green down here. It's going to make things a little more friendly. Just kidding for the Hurricanes as Armand Benitez will sit down.
Putting it on the floor, and that's a turnover. That's a second turnover here in the half, and the shot's blocked. He says, you might get my turnover, but I'm going to throw you down. And a slam! Ladies and gentlemen, well, take a look at that dunk. Second turnover here in the 51 half, and shots blocked. He says, you might get my turnover, but I'm going to throw you down. And a slam! We're back in action. Bam! Couldn't connect.
Talked about the Hurricanes running out in transition. See what happens when they do.
15-footer, bangs it home. You can feel the crowd getting back into it. Down by 9, Craig. That's what the Hurricanes need. They need the student section to get crump, and we're getting crump up into our Roger G. Taylor Arena.
4 straight points by the Hurricanes has got the crowd excited.
Backdoor cut, and a nice look and a nice take by Jackson.
That's such a deflating play right there as Melquan Jackson just walks in the back door and says, thanks for the pie. It looks like Green, some contact there. I believe it was Jaleel Green. No, they're actually
tripping.
They're going to call it on James Jones for the trip.
53-42, 13:52 left. Lawson comes into play. .14 on the shot clock. Lawson pulls it all the way out. Booker pops out to help him. Lawson with 6 as they'll set up a play. Bridges goes up, nearly stripped, but going up, gets it off, no, and it's a shot clock violation.
This took a little bit too long for it to develop. Got to move quicker with the basketball. Substitutions now coming in as we're seeing Nigel Vincent come back into the game. He's going to replace Melquan Jackson.
Jackson had that great backdoor cut on the baseline that deflated the energy out of here. And Harkins will come into play to Pitt. They'll work the ball in the backcourt, coming across the timeline. 13:23 left. Pitt driving, finds room and a cutting Jaleel Green, but the pass was like a Garrett Cole's sidearm pass. Is out of bounds. Up by 11 still. 13-20.
Hurricanes need any points on this possession. 2 or 3.
RJ Bridges drives left-handed off the mark and right in hands of James Jones as they'll slow it up.
Nothing but black and gold underneath the rebound either.
Rita Smith guarded tightly on Pitts. He's not letting Pitts hit the pit and backdoor, and it's intercepted by Bridges. 3-on-2, Bridges. Left-handed layup is good.
Fought through the contact, was able to put it home. RJ Bridges now up to 12.
9 points is the lead. It's dwindled down from 13.
RJ almost with another steal.
Harkins guarded tightly by Bridges. Nigel Vincent inside, picks up his dribble. Brady Smith slaps it away. Pitts with 7 on the shot clock, calls off. Needing a screen, the crowd gets crump. Pitt drives, switches hands, and beats the clock.
Goodness gracious, you had him, you defended it for 28.5 seconds, and then Jaden Pitt speeds past you and scores.
Nehemiah McDonald drives, kicks it, 3, off the mark, and a long rebound, short rebound for Jaden Pitts. Pitts sprints to the front court, stops 15, goes to the corner, he hits the floor. A lot of friction, a lot of bodies hitting here.
Surprised there's no foul call there. I mean, he hit the floor kind of hard. Like he was
Hurricanes
knocked
has
down from the back.
a couple subs at the table. Harkins wanted to take that 3 over Smith. Smith gives it to him. Wraps around the rim and falls right in the hands of Lawson. Lawson sprinting in the front court. Goes between the towers, puts up a circus shot. Out of control, and he'll head to the line to shoot 2. We'll take it right in the hands of Lawson. As Lawson he gets sprinting in the front court. Sprints. Goes between the towers, puts up a circus shot. Out of
goes
control,
up and draws the foul.
and he'll head to the
We got
line
a-
to shoot 2. Timeout, 11:25 left, 11-point game. Trojans lead the Hurricanes on Hurricane Sports Network 55-44.
One in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama.
Today's game is brought to you by High Level Media NC, your home for amateur, high school, collegiate, and semi-professional sports live streaming. Why stream? Friends and family can watch the game from home, and your school or team can boost its online presence. We bring the gear to stream your next game, match, or tournament in high definition. With me, Petey Norris, and my team announcing play-by-play and providing color commentary. How do you get a hold of High Level Media? Go to highlevelmedianc.com today to fill out the form to get started. High Level Media is your turnkey solution for production, announcing, and online streaming, where athletes become legends. Welcome back. 11-point deficit for the Hurricanes, 55-44 against a 3-8. Correction, the 3-8 Fayetteville Tech Trojans making the first free throw for the Hurricanes is Mikael Lawson, the sophomore out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Played at Guilford Tech last season and misses that. And Nehemiah McDonald is put back and volleying and coming out with a rebound, staying with it, fighting for it.
Lewisburg ball.
And staying right with it was Cozart. Quentin Cozart. He'll clean up the sweat. Hurricanes ball, no one moving on the inbound as they'll pull it out to McDonald. McDonald drive, lean over, volleying. Who wants the ball? The Trojans, and we got a whistle. And the foul is going to be on Cozart.
And offensive foul, it's going to result as a turnover as well. It's only the first foul on Cozart, but third turnover unofficially the second half for the Hurricanes.
Trojans facing a full court press by the Hurricanes, and Cozart couldn't get it up on McCormick.
Got to be careful when you full court press, though, Peter, because you have to make sure you get back and don't leave anybody underneath the basket wide open.
McCormick driving, and Cozart with the foul, but
how many steps was Daniel McCormick allowed to take?
Cogdale had to block, but it was a foul on Cozart. That's his second. 10-point deficit. McDaniel and McCormick to the line. Hollywood battery. 56-45. $15-footer, and it's off the mark.
Another turnover, this time for the Hurricanes. And up the court, here comes Cam Burns. And ball deflected. Is going to stay with Fayetteville Tech, and it will. 20 on the shot clock. And actually, it wasn't Cam Burns. That was actually Xavier Whitaker. 10, not 11. My bad. 13 on the shot clock. Whitaker's going to give it up. Harkins stripped and stolen. Here comes Cogdale. Cogdale gives it up to McDonald. McDonald finishes at the rim. Nehemiah McDonald. 6 points here in the second half. And it's 56-47, halfway through the second half. Harkins in the corner had to pick up his dribble. And now here's Whitaker. Whitaker, the layup, and can't get it to fall. Foul's going to be called. Whitaker took a shot to the face.
I tell you, Whitaker Had a nice left-handed layup, but
That's number 3 on McDonald.
you know, in the first half, early in the first half, Craig, he had 2, so he's played a lot of minutes here without.
Played relatively well without, just like you said, without picking up that 3rd foul until just now.
Whitaker off the bench tonight, picking up some healthy points for the Trojans.
He's up to 5 now. And looks like we're going to have Cogdell sit down and Malachi McLean coming back into the game. McLean had 4 points in the first half.
Needs some big minutes down low, and Bridges pulls down the rebound. 10-point game. 57-47, 9:40 left.
Immediately, McLean takes a 3 as soon as he gets in there. Early in the shot clock.
Only down by 3 possessions, Craig. 3 is not something you need, but a give and go, and I tell you, Whitaker with the and one.
And McDonald, wrong place, wrong time, picked up his 4th foul, trying to defend against Whitaker.
12-point lead.
So Xander Booker will have to come off the bench to replace McDonald.
Oh, he comes in for Kozar.
Oh, surprising.
Kozar limited minutes tonight. He's got a couple fouls. You know, he's come in and hustled off the bench. And Brayden Smith to the table with an and one, and Kozar makes it 60 with the old-fashioned and one. 13-point lead. Biggest lead in the first half of 12. We've been hovering 13 a couple times here in the first 10 and a half minutes of the second half. Smith moved the ball around our perimeter, waiting for an open shot. It's Littlejohn. Littlejohn trying to dig a hole with James, and his pockets picked.
Dug a hole, all right. Unfortunately, he put himself in it.
Whitaker left all alone. Then one claps back on the defense is Whitaker.
And the lead is now ballooning. Dug a hole, all right. Unfortunately, he put himself in it. The replay.
Whitaker left
Easy
all alone.
bucket for the Trojans.
Booker couldn't get it to fall, and coming down with it, Nigel Vincent.
Fayetteville's got a lot of pep in their step right now. They're playing confident. They're playing free and loose.
Up by 15 on the road. Coach Bagwell, said he hasn't, definitely a different team here. Fayetteville Tech. They're 5-1 at home. The alley-oop with shots blocked by Booker, but he is fouled.
Yeah,
we'll take a look at that. Definitely a different team here. The alley-oop. Fayetteville Tech.
McDaniel McCormick.
They're 5-1 at home. The alley-oop with shots blocked by. He had the ball, but he had more body also. But he is fouled.
Oh yeah, it was pretty much a Ricky Steamboat cross-body block in midair that time by Xander Booker.
.62 and makes the first with a little love from the rim. Here the cheering section here is, I tell you, the energy has been sucked right out of this gymnasium so far, Craig.
It has, and again, the momentum has shifted back into the favor of the away team. That's a lot of the reason why everybody is kind of sitting on their hands, waiting for a miracle to happen.
17-point lead, 64-47. Malachi McLean gets started from 17.
6 points on the game for McLean.
Typically by now he's got a couple threes and he's in double digits. Standing with just 6s.
He's not been shooting well the last couple games, but he's been playing hard.
McCormick kicks it to James. James cross court And a pass, and I tell you, Whitaker hit here in the second half. Whitaker with 8 points and a putback.
And Whitaker down low with McLean one-on-one, boxed him out, got the rebound, and put it back home. And McLean knocks down the triple. Spoken into existence, PD. There you go. 9 points from McLean.
14-point lead, 7:26 left.
Looks like a hold is going to be called on Bridges there. I think he was holding Vincent as Vincent was trying to cut to the basket. And that's exactly who the foul's on.
Got a media timeout, 7:20. We're going to take it with him. You're listening to Lewisburg Sports Network, covering your Lewisburg Hurricanes. A trail at home, 66-52.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way.
Welcome back, 66-52. PD Norris, Craig Green inside Roger G. Taylor Arena for some Wednesday basketball. Craig, you got some more Region 10 score updates?
We do right now. Again, let's talk about that upset we had in Winterville. The Bulldogs, Pitt Community College, pulling off the upset. They defeat Bryant and Stratton of Virginia 84-74. In the second half, we got a halftime score still here. 45-36, Catawba Valley over Southwest Virginia. No score update from Davidson Davie hosting Cleveland Community College, and no update right now from there's one other score I was taking a look at here, PD. No update from that just yet, but that's the Region 10 scoreboard for now.
7:23 left, and Nigel Vincent from the elbow. White jerseys rebounding the ball and coming out with it, Nehemiah McDonald.
This is the time to make it happen here if you're the Hurricanes. You are down by 14 with 7 minutes to go. You need bucket after bucket. You're going to have to pretty much play perfect here to pull this one out. You've played yourself into this position.
James Jones steps in the passing lane and tips it out of bounds. 66-52.
McDonald out there with 4 fouls, the ultimate gamble by Brian Bagwell.
McLean trapped, and he turns it right over.
Didn't want to go to his left there. He was favoring his right side of the court. He kept going right, did not want to go left, and when he looked left, he threw it away.
I tell you, James Jones, the hooker out there.
Captain Hook.
6:28 left. Vincent hands it off to Jones, and Jones goes up, draws the and one. And I tell you, these officials tonight are one-sided. They're all against the Hurricanes.
Well, they're not doing themselves any favors either. I mean, again, they're not knocking down buckets at the clip that we're used to seeing them do. Also, again, they're taking tough shots. They're getting out-rebounded, out-hustled. Again, not from a lack of effort. I think Fayetteville's just on one tonight. They're just playing really well.
We got some NBA breaking news as Butler is traded to Golden State for Wiggins, and
that's a win for the Miami Heat because Jimmy Butler lately has not wanted to play, does not want any interest in playing basketball right now.
It's Kyle Anderson, Andrew Wiggins, and Dennis Schroeder that will be headed to Miami, and Jimmy Butler headed up to the Northeast.
Some interesting comments I saw by Dennis Schroeder a few days ago regarding the NBA trade deadline and how players don't have any say in where they're going. He didn't like the idea of the trade deadline and not liking the idea of being traded without having a say in it, and guess what just happened to him?
Pack your bags, you're headed to South Beach, buddy. Jimmy Butler headed up to Golden State. Golden State struggling in the West. As Lewisburg gets the ball inbounds with 6:12 left. Feeding down low, Nehemiah McDonald. How was that not a foul? 3, nothing but net.
Braden Smith, not too late for that. You need that bucket. But now you
Take a
got
look at that 3 by Smith. You know, he gets inbound and look at it.
3,
going up and
nothing
just
but
nets
net.
at home.
But now you've got to play super tight defense here. Ball moving well for Fayetteville
Trojans
Tech.
answer back, and the bank was wide open for Jaden Pitts.
And Jaden Pitt has been the guy tonight for Fayetteville Tech. 20 points for the guard from Fayetteville. And McLean knocks down a long two. Jaden Pitt from Farmville, not Fayetteville.
72-56. With a 5:07 on the clock. It's a 14-point deficit. Nigel Vinson is averaging just 6 points per game this season for the Trojans through 19 games. Makes the first.
And that's Nigel Vincent's first points of the game.
Lineberger will have a seat as
Nigel Vincent working towards an Associate of Arts degree at Fayetteville Tech right now.
second free throw too hard off of the iron, and coming down with the rebound is the Hurricanes. 5:02 left. And a turnover.
It's been a tough second half so far for Lewisburg. Being outscored 31-25.
It's been all Fayetteville Tech. And you hear the slap over here.
It's 3 on Booker.
Nigel Vinson to the line to shoot 2. Clearly hear the slap over here, Craig.
Good foul, though, you know, forced Vincent back to the line for 2. You saw him miss 1 of 2 last time. I mean, this game is slowly getting away from you, but you don't want to make it easy for him anyway.
You know, Hurricanes, you know, come out. You know, they played against Pitt. Got a big win against Pitt on the road by 1 with the putback by Booker. And it tied with Pitt in the region at 6-5, are in jeopardy of dropping to 500 in Region 10 play, with Pitt picking up the big win tonight against Bryan and Stratton, 84-74 in a Region 10 scoreboard. 73-57, crossing the 4:20 left, and Trojans will pass back and forth.
It's this Brian Herder, Dean Smith here playing 4 corners.
Pitt drives, kicks it to the right elbow, 5 on the clock, and volleying and shot off the backboard by James Jones, and the Hurricanes in transition will lay it up for 2 for Booker.
Good transition bucket by the Hurricanes. Saw them out in transition 5-on-2, makes it look easy.
73-59.
I mean, this game is not over yet. You've still got to keep working here. I mean, it's a long hill to climb. 3.5 minutes, you can do it.
You can't get a 14-point bucket. You just got to get one bucket at a time as Pitt tries to draw the foul on Nehemiah McDonald, and McDonald pushes it up. 3:26 left. Braden Smith. Cross court. Want to go cross court to McLean. McLean gets the screen. Rolls, puts it up. Doesn't fall. Nehemiah McDonald fighting with Booker, and coming out with it is Nigel Vinson.
Not sure how that wasn't a foul on Green for reaching over the back.
73-59, 3:05 left. Dropping his elbow, backing his man down, baby hook. Off the mark, and it will go with the Hurricanes.
Green just gets away with jumping over people, I think, because he's so big and so long. think the referees are giving him the benefit of the doubt when he's clearly making contact and jumping over the backs of other Lewisburg players.
14-point deficit for the Hurricanes. 2:59 left.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom my.
Today's game is brought to you by High Level Media NC, your home for amateur, high school, collegiate, and semi-professional sports live streaming. Why stream? Friends and family can watch the game from home, and your school or team can boost its online presence. We bring the gear to stream your next game, match, or tournament in high definition. With me, Petey Norris, and my team announcing play-by-play and providing
73-59 with 2:59 to go in the second half. Craig Green, Petey Doris, welcoming you live to the Roger G. Taylor Arena. It's been a tough game for the Hurricanes, Petey. They have turned the ball over a lot. They have not been able to score inside at all.
And that's the difference in the game. Not a lot of perimeter shooting by both teams, but a whole lot quicker team, the Fayetteville Tech Trojans. Coach Hurd has this squad. They're playing a whole lot better than the record indicates at 3-8 in Region 10, 8-11 overall.
Count the bucket.
And we got a bucket, and the coach Bagwell calls a timeout. We're going to stay right here. Down by 12, Craig. You're down by 10 at the break. You haven't got within 8. You haven't got within 4 possessions in the entire second half with just 2:38 left. The other night against Guilford Tech right here at the Roger G. Taylor Arena, we saw the ball run through the hands of R.J. Bridges. R.J. Bridges, scored the final 14 points in that game. Who do you put the ball through right now?
Give it to R.J. I would still do that right now. I mean, again, Mr. 1000, he stepped up to the plate and pretty much saved the bacon of the Hurricanes last time we were here. He can do it again here, but it's going to really take a better job defensively as well, too. I mean, defensively, Fayetteville Tech has given them a lot of problems playing these 4 guards. Jaleel Green, with his long arms and his size, have really given guys like Booker and McDonald trouble underneath.
2:35 left as Pitts comes across the timeline and puts a stop on it. Going to have to call out a double team, and we have a block and foul on Nehemiah McDonald as he's forcing Jaden Pitts, who averages 10 points per game this season. He'll go to the line.
And if that's on McDonald, that's 5.
And the ball doesn't lie as he rolls it right off the rim, looks right to Coach Hurd. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to give a quick shout out to one of the greatest coaches in the post-grad classification, Coach Tony Barnett, listening in from the Greater Triangle region. 74-61, making 1 of 2. We got a full timeout here, Craig.
And speaking of Coach Barnett, this is a team that he's seen earlier this season. Word of God, post-grad took on Fayetteville Tech back on January 15th in a game that the Trojans won. Shot over 50% from the field that day too. So that's one big trend that you see for them, PD, is when they shoot 50% or higher, they typically will come away with the victory. You saw against Southwest Virginia, they shot 48.5%, but they were atrocious from long range and lost the game. When they beat Davidson Davie, just like to your point earlier, again 56% from the field. I mean, Davidson Davie, the Storm, it was a whatever the opposite of a storm is, that's what Davidson Davie did on that night. They shot super poorly, and they pretty much had their full team out there.
74-61. That's why you play the game. Fayetteville Tech looking to improve to 4-8.
Yeah, you know what?
And 9-11 on the season overall.
Region 10 PD teams circle the wagons pretty often. We're seeing it here tonight. We saw it in Winterville as well tonight with Bryan and Stratton going down. And Fayetteville Tech, taking out Davidson Davie. The only loss they have in Region 10 is to the Trojans. And they're near the bottom of the conference. Make it make sense.
James Jones with the hold on Bridges, and Bridges will head to the line.
So RJ right now, PD, is sitting on 11 points. Correction, he is sitting on 12 points.
And Bridges, he averages 23 points per game on the season and misses the first free throw of the 1-and-1. 11 shy of his season average, and that puts us, where he got a tie ball game with that, Craig.
Yeah, this one feels academic at this point. Even with RJ missing free throws, it's not a good sign. Wide open in the corner, Jaden Pitt for 3.
And I tell you right there, you go ahead and sign the papers and mail it in. This game is over with a 16-point lead with just 84 ticks left.
24 points for Jaden Pitt. Smallest man out there for the Fayetteville Tech Trojans.
Go take to the bucket for Malachi McLean.
And McLean with 9 points in the second half. He's up to 13.
77-63, and it's a little too late.
Yeah, it's all for naught at this point, unfortunately.
Coach Bagwell's coaching still to the end, and that's what a good coach does. Nehemiah McDonald trying to go without fouling out with just 64 ticks left, and that's 25 points for Pitts, who averages 10 points per game. Pitts averages 10 with 14 overs average, and Bridges averages 23, and he's setting at 11.
Yep. Again, it's why you play the game.
Nehemiah McDonald straight to the cup for 2. 3, and he's setting at 11. Nehemiah McDonald as he gets the handoff.
Again, it's why you play the game.
Drives and goes between the trees and up straight to the cup for 2. McDonald will stand in.
Starting to see folks make their way out of the Taylor Arena here as the game is pretty much academic. 43 seconds to go.
Booker with the 15-footer, and it's good. Down by 12. You might not want to go too quick. As Coach Bagwell's calling off the Dogs. Booker ahead.
That's because Pitt was trying to get greedy.
Malachi McLean. And Bridges with the bunny. And that will take us. It's 21 seconds left.
Yeah, you can hear Brian Bagwell telling his team to back off. But no rest for the weary here, PD. Coming in here Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock tip-off. Lewisburg is going to host the same Pitt Bulldogs they just defeated on Monday night.
Yes, so they fall to the Fayetteville Trojans, 79-69, Craig. It's, as coaches meet at the table, the final score, 79-69. The Trojans improve on the season to 9-11. And the Hurricanes fall to 10-11, 6-6 in Region 10 play. Fayetteville Tech improves to 4-8 in Region 10 play. We'll return with our finals, thoughts from tonight's game and the final box score.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama.
At Cardinal Family Dentistry, we are honored to serve the community of Apex by providing honest, compassionate dental care. We focus on preventative care and education to make sure all of our patients enjoy optimal dental health, and we offer judgment-free treatment if you're in need of a corrective procedure. Dr. Barker and the rest of the Cardinal Family Dentistry team want to be a resource for you when it comes to your dental health. So we always keep you well informed and offer honest guidance to help you make the best decisions for you and your family. Give them a call today at 919-589-5001. That's 919-589-5001. Or visit them online at cardinalfamilydentistry.com.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama.
Today's game is brought to you by High Level Media NC, your home for amateur, high school, collegiate, and semi-professional sports live streaming. Why stream? Friends and family can watch the game from home, and your school or team can boost its online presence. We bring the gear to stream your next game, match, or tournament in high definition. With me, Petey Norris, and my team announcing play-by-play and providing color commentary. How do you get a hold of High Level Media? Go to highlevelmedianc.com today to fill out the form to get started. High Level Media is your turnkey solution for production, announcing, and online streaming, where athletes become legends.
Easy, boss. It's your first round in a year.
I'm clearing too early. I'm clearing too late. My God, my swing feels like an unfolding lawn chair.
Let's go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro. They have a kind and courteous staff. Our friends from Hillsboro, Durham, and Mebane play there. And they have that great gift shop where you can buy those pink balls you like to play with. You can get your head right.
My head's never gotten in the way before.
Yeah, no kidding.
Go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro, located on Lawrence Road in Hillsboro. Call 919-732-3435.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama.
At Cardinal Family Dentistry, we are honored to serve the community of Apex by providing honest, compassionate dental care. We focus on preventative care and education to make sure all of our patients enjoy optimal dental health, and we offer judgment-free treatment if you're in need of a corrective procedure. Dr. Barker and the rest of the Cardinal Family Dentistry team want to be a resource for you when it comes to your dental health. So we always keep you well informed and offer honest guidance to help you make the best decisions for you and your family. Give them a call today at 919-589-5001. That's 919-589-5001. Or visit them online at cardinalfamilydentistry.com.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama.
Today's game is brought to you by High Level Media NC, your home for amateur, high school, collegiate, and semi-professional sports live streaming. Why stream? Friends and family can watch the game from home, and your school or team can boost its online presence. We bring the gear to stream your next game, match, or tournament in high definition. With me, Petey Norris, and my team announcing play-by-play and providing color commentary. How do you get a hold of High Level Media? Go to highlevelmedianc.com today to fill out the form to get started. High Level Media is your turnkey solution for production, announcing, and online streaming, where athletes become legends.
Easy, boss. It's your first round in a year.
I'm clearing too early. I'm clearing too late. My God, my swing feels like an unfolding lawn chair.
Let's go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro. They have a kind and courteous staff. Our friends from Hillsboro, Durham, and Mebane play there. And they have that great gift shop where you can buy those pink balls you like to play with. You can get your head right.
My head's never gotten in the way before.
Yeah, no kidding.
Go to Okanichi Golf Course in Hillsboro, located on Lawrence Road in Hillsboro. Call 919-732-3435.
Welcome back inside to Roger G. Taylor Arena. Petey Norris, Craig Green, courtside here. Final score 79-69. The Fayetteville Trojans defeat the Lewisburg Hurricanes and drop the Hurricanes to 6-6 in Region 10 play. Craig, you know, not the way the Hurricanes plan to do tonight, coming off of the win against Fayetteville. Coming off against the win against Pitt just 2 nights ago.
They had a slow start tonight. They never recovered. That's pretty much what I saw. And then some things that really plagued them tonight was rebounding and their low shooting percentage. That's what really hurt the Hurricanes tonight, was their inability to be able to score when they got close to the rim, and also their inability to crash the boards and keep Fayetteville Tech away from rebounding the basketball offensively. We saw Jaleel Green grab, 7 or 8 at least offensive rebounds on his own tonight. So again, that's a recipe for disaster. Not rebounding the ball, not scoring at a high clip, and taking poor shots.
Exactly, Craig. It's when you take a look at the Hurricanes with Bridges held in the first half to just 6 points and 16 throughout the game. It's your best scorer to average is 23 points per game. Their best scorer, which is Tristan Harkins tonight. Harkins really wasn't the X factor.
Not at all. And we talked about how Fayetteville Tech a lot of times does it with multiple guys. They do it from multiple angles, and what they do is, and tonight it was a little bit different. They went, they had Jaden Pitt, who was just literally on fire. 13 points in the first half, 13 points in the second half, 26 overall. He led the way for everybody on the court tonight, especially for his own team. And they got contributions from a lot of different places. Right after that, Xavier Whitaker with 12 points. Then you had 11 apiece again for Harkins and James Jones the fourth. 9 points for McDaniel McCormick. So they got it from everywhere tonight, and they took advantage of the opportunities that Lewisburg presented to them. They worked hard. They out-hustled the Hurricanes tonight, and they outplayed them. And dare I say it, Brian Bagwell coaches hard, worked hard, but I think I'll say it tonight. I think Brian Hurd out-coached him tonight, and that's a tough pill to swallow. Doesn't take anything away from the good that the Hurricanes did on Monday or the effort they put in tonight. They played hard. They tried hard. Just Fayetteville Tech was the better team.
Yeah, they come out quicker. They set the pace early. And, Lewisburg led for literally 7 seconds.
And again, that's a recipe for disaster. They had the 2-point lead on the goaltend in the start. And then after that, it was just a barrage of Fayetteville Tech Trojans scoring early and often. We talked about how they had everyone involved in the very beginning of the game when it was, when it started kind of slipping away and getting away from the Hurricanes. And they were very consistent throughout the contest, and that's why they walked away with the win, and that's why they're driving back to Fayetteville the 2 hours or so back towards the 9-1-0 with the victory.
Yeah, we looked at this game as should have been an easy win for the Hurricanes.
I thought it was maybe a winnable game. I wouldn't even say a trap game, but I'd say a winnable contest. But, we talked about it before in Region 10, PD. I mean, teams in this conference, they circle the wagons so early and so often. I mean, we talked about Fayetteville Tech. They dismantled Davis and Davie. I mean, not a 1-point victory, not a 4-point victory. They won by 30-plus points. I mean, if that doesn't tell you, hey, any given night in Region 10, I don't know what to tell you. What will?
Exactly. Final score: the Trojans pick up the big victory on the road, 79-69. Tonight, your player of the game goes to Jaden Pitts. Jaden Pitt with 26 points, Craig.
Yeah, you got to give it up to Jaden Pitt right now. Looking at his box score again, 13 in the first, 13 in the second half, and from the charity stripe, he was 7 of 8 from the line. So Jaden Pitt, again, the smallest man on the court for the Fayetteville Tech Trojans, a man of a stature of 5'9" from Farmville. He came in here playing like a giant. And then looking at the box score for Lewisburg, on their side, they were led by, once again, R.J. Bridges, 16 points. 10 of that was in the second half. Malachi McLean with 13. Xander Booker hits his number 11, scores 11. Braden Smith with 9. Nehemiah McDonald, kind of an off night with 8 points for Lewisburg. And once again, the box score for Fayetteville Tech, 26 points for Jaden Pitt, 12 points for Xavier Whitaker, 11 points apiece for Melquan Jackson and Tristan Harkins, 9 points for McDaniel McCormick. A little further down the box score here, James Jones, the fourth with 5 points. Jalil Green with 4 points and about 200 rebounds.
All right, next game up for the Hurricanes. They'll play Saturday against Pitt right here at 3 o'clock. We'll have it right here on Lewisburg Sports Network. And then they'll go on the road to Davis and Davie next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. On behalf of Lewisburg Sports Network, along with NJCA, we would like to thank you, the fans, coaches, and student athletes, for making this game a memorable game. And a special thanks to Craig Green, our color commentator, Avon Thomas on the camera, our producer back in the studio. The final score from Lewisburg. The Lewisburg Hurricanes fall 79-69. Always remember, peace, patience, confidence, and trust. Good things take time. Good night. Tonight's games presented by High Level Media. Good night and God bless.